I had been woken up. I don't know how or why, but I just checked my phone for what time it was. Ah. I was startled once I noticed that the time was 64 past 3. The time is never... I must have been dreaming. I tried to go back to sleep, but as I did, I felt something grab my shoulder. It was cold and sharp. I kept rolling over to get rid of the feeling, but after 11 minutes of trying, I started to notice a slight whispering, and it was kind of irritating me. I got up to follow where I could hear it from. It led me outside to the bright, white fog of what seemed to be a barren night. The whispers had stopped, so I walked back home because it felt so cold out here. I kept walking. I don't think I walked that far from home, though. I think I'm lost in this fog, I screamed out, hoping I would be heard. But no, no one heard me. I looked around, and I noticed a red light coming from what seemed to be the right of me. So I walked towards it. But on my way towards the light, as I got nearer, I heard my mother. Oh, her sweet, happy voice. She said,
"I would give anything, even my heart, for you."
Once she finished saying that, I had reached the red light, and I reached to it and grabbed something oozing and slimy, and I also kind of felt a bit rubbery. "It looks like a heart," I said to myself as I realized that it was someone's heart that I knew. I realized it was my, my mother's heart. So I dropped it and ran for a while. Once I had gotten exhausted and lost my own breath, I, I noticed another light. This time it was yellow, and I kind of didn't want to walk to it, but where else could I go now? So I followed it. As I got closer, I heard myself say, I will always watch over you. I promise." And then I remembered when I said that to my little sister when we were younger and she was scared. I can't I couldn't tell what she was scared of though. I I can't get closer to the glowing yellow light. I can't move, I exclaimed in a struggle. The fog then cleared in front of me, and I noticed there a hooded figure with a knife. He stood facing my sister, and the glowing light was her shining blonde hair. The figure stabbed her in the neck once, and twice in the ribs. He then laughed as my sister said, so scared.
"Where are you, brother? You said you always watch over me."
I tried my hardest to move, but, but I couldn't. It was so awful, painful. This time another light appeared, and it was blue. I was even more scared now, but I couldn't move. The only way I could or go would be to follow the light. I noticed the light was down a hole, and there was a ladder leading down to it. I climbed down, up until the point where the ladder had disintegrated into a blue, maybe even a white flame, and I had fallen a long way down. On, on the way down, I had heard myself say something. This time, what I heard was, I will protect you till my blood bleeds blue, honey. I remember I had told my girlfriend that when I had taken her to a fair. She was scared of roller coasters for some reason. Once, ah, once I had landed from the fall, she was in front of me, and she ran up to me, shaken and scared. She had hugged me, hoping for safety by the seams of it. I looked behind her, and I saw the same hooded figure that took my sister, So I made my girlfriend go behind me, and I ran up to the figure and punched him. But as I tried to, I noticed he stopped my hand and had slit my wrist so deep, so quick. It dripped, but it didn't drip a normal red blood color, but it was a blue blood color. I was paralyzed except for my head. I heard a smash of glass, and so quickly turned my head and saw that he had kicked her through a huge window. She was screaming, and I couldn't help myself but do the same. I screamed. Pain, agony, that's all that was going through my mind at that moment. The hooded figure then walked up to me and grabbed my wrist. Then he had flicked off his hoodie. But behind his maniacal smile, his cut ears, his scars all over his face, and red eyes, I noticed that it was me bearing the kills, the one that hid behind the hoodie, the one with the blue eyes.